Welcome back to the channel. Today we're journeying to the beautiful yet volatile heart of Italy, to a place where ancient myths and modern science collide, Campi Flegrei. This isn't your typical volcano. It's a sprawling, hidden supervolcano simmering right beneath the bustling city of Naples. For months, even years, this region has been shaking, with tremors becoming a daily reality for its residents. But recently, something strange happened. The ground fell silent. This sudden quiet, what volcanologists call seismic silence, is what we're here to explore. It's an eerie calm that begs the question, is this the quiet before the storm, or a long-awaited sigh of relief? So, what exactly is this seismic silence everyone is talking about? To understand it, we first need to understand why Campi Flegrei has been so noisy. Imagine a giant underground chamber filled with magma and hot gases. As this chamber fills, it pushes the ground above it upwards, a phenomenon called bradycism. This stretching and straining of the Earth's crust creates friction, releasing energy as countless small earthquakes. For the people living in towns like Pozzuoli, this has meant constant rattling, shaking buildings, and a persistent, low-level anxiety. It's a constant reminder of the powerful forces at play just a few kilometers beneath their feet. Seismic silence, then, is the abrupt end of this activity. The swarms of small tremors that had become background noise suddenly cease. The ground stops shaking. On the surface, it feels like a return to normalcy, a welcome break from the constant tension. But for the scientists monitoring the volcano 24/7 at the Vesuvius Observatory, this quiet isn't necessarily reassuring. It's a new piece of a very complex puzzle. It could mean several things. One possibility is that the pressure that was building up has found a temporary release, and the system is stabilizing. This would be the best-case scenario. However, there's a more concerning interpretation. The silence could indicate a blockage. Imagine a pressure cooker where the valve gets clogged. The steam can't escape, so the pressure inside builds up silently and dangerously. In a volcanic system, this could mean that the pathways through which gases and pressure were escaping have become sealed. Magma might be hardening and creating a cap on the system. If pressure continues to accumulate beneath this cap with no outlet, it could eventually lead to a much larger, more explosive release. So this quiet period becomes a critical time for observation, as scientists watch for other clues, like changes in ground deformation or gas emissions, to figure out what's really happening deep underground. Has this happened before? Absolutely. Campi Flegrei has a long and dramatic history, and these periods of calm amidst the chaos are part of its character. To find precedents, we can look back at its recent history. The most famous episode of unrest occurred between 1982 and 1984. During that time, the ground rose by an incredible 1.8 meters, accompanied by thousands of earthquakes. The entire port of Pozzuoli was lifted out of the water. Then, the activity waned, and a period of relative quiet followed. But the system didn't go completely to sleep. It was just recharging. Going back even further, we can look at the volcano's last actual eruption in 1538. This event created a whole new mountain, Monte Nuovo. Historical accounts from that time, though not as detailed as modern scientific data, describe changes in the lead-up to the eruption. There were reports of the ground rising, the sea receding, and strange smells in the air. It's plausible that there were lulls in the seismic activity then, too, periods where people might have thought the danger had passed, only for the situation to escalate dramatically. These historical examples teach us a crucial lesson. At Campi Flegrei, a period of quiet is not a guarantee of safety. It's simply one phase in the volcano's long, slow-breathing cycle. Each cycle is unique, and while history provides clues, it doesn't give us a perfect roadmap for the future. So how is this current quiet affecting the people who live on top of this sleeping giant? For the 500,000 residents of the red zone, the area at highest risk, life is a strange mix of everyday routine and underlying awareness. When the tremors were constant, there was a tangible sense of threat. People slept in their clothes, kept emergency bags by the door, and checked the news obsessively. The shaking was a physical reminder of the risk. Now with the silence, the psychological impact is complex. On one hand, there's immense relief. Children can sleep through the night without being woken by rattling windows. The constant worry that a small tremor could be the precursor to something bigger has subsided, at least on the surface. People are enjoying the peace, going about their lives and trying to embrace a sense of normalcy. But on the other hand, the silence brings its own kind of anxiety. The warnings from scientists that quiet doesn't mean safe linger in the air. For those who follow the science closely, this lull can be more nerve-wracking than the shaking. It's the unknown that's unsettling. Is the pressure building? Is the monster just taking a deep breath? This uncertainty is a heavy psychological burden to carry. Emergency services are also in a unique position. This quiet period is definitely not a vacation for them. In fact, it's a crucial window of opportunity. With the immediate threat of constant earthquakes reduced, they can focus on refining and communicating their evacuation plans. They are running drills, checking equipment, and working to ensure that public alert systems are functioning perfectly. This lull gives them a chance to prepare without the chaos of an ongoing crisis. They are treating this silence not as an all clear, but as the calm before a potential storm, using the time to double down on preparedness so that if and when the situation changes, they are ready to act swiftly and effectively to protect the population. Ultimately, the eerie quiet at Campi Flegrei is a powerful reminder of our relationship with the natural world. We live on a dynamic, breathing planet, and phenomena like this challenge our desire for certainty. The scientists at the Vesuvius Observatory continue their tireless work, analyzing every tiny signal from the volcano, from subtle ground movements measured by GPS to the chemical composition of gases seeping from the soil. They are the sentinels, watching and listening in the quiet. For the rest of us, it's a story of resilience, adaptation, and the profound respect we must have for the forces that shape our world. The future of Campi Flegrei remains unwritten. It might slowly return to a long slumber, or it could be gearing up for its next chapter. All we can do is watch, listen, prepare, and hope for the best. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of the world's most fascinating and dangerous geological wonders. It's a complex and evolving story, and we'll be sure to keep you updated. If you found this interesting, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content like this. Stay curious and stay safe.